Yeah, YouTube, what's good? Back with another video. Hey, real quick, this video, I ain't gonna say real quick, I ain't even gonna put no time frame on it. But on the way to the gym, just got off work. This video is dedicated to a subscriber in the comments. I think your name Alvarez or something like that. But he said, could you dedicate a whole video to evolving mindset? And in my head, I was like, you're goddamn right I can. So this one's for you, bro. So evolving your mindset is gonna have to, it basically starts with you, right? It basically starts with you. And the catalyst for it can be either one or two things. Well, I'm gonna say either one or two things, right? Either you internally make the decision to want to evolve your mindset, or two, an external factor, be it via life, anything like that, is going to force you to evolve your mindset, right? So, prime example, me, for instance, I told, if you watch my body game journey story, the thing that changed, that was the catalyst for me to change my mindset and want to develop my body and become better, was just an internal thing. I was looking at myself in the mirror and I just thought, you look disgusting. And that was enough for me to catapult me into hitting the gym at the rate and capacity that I was, right? Eating the diet, eating the food and things that I was, you know? And then on the other hand, a lot of external factor, external catalyst that most people go through is heartbreak. Heartbreak or life, you know, getting fired from a job, being small your whole life, being bullied or things like that. All of those could be external factors that will help you, that force you to shape your mindset, right? And I'm gonna just give you a few things to help on that journey of evolving your mindset, other than it being internal. Number one, habits, right? I always say it, your habits, you have to come up with a set of good habits, a group of good habits, and then do them to the point where they become automated, right? Like you have to, like, these list of good habits are going to be what makes your days, makes your time, helps, it shapes your mind. It's going to make everything easier when you don't have to think about it, right? If you don't have to think about, like, if one of your habits is reading books and you have it set in stone, you do it at this time, you do it at this place, you do it, like, whatever it is, whatever you have it set to do, read a book, and you do it so normally that it doesn't even register you. You taking in so much information just under your nose that all of that is going to, you won't understand it at the time, but reading all those books, and you'll naturally start to become an intuitive thinker. You'll start having ideas about things. You'll start creating philosophies and things about life as you go through life that just help your situation. Everything that you felt, or every thought that you probably thunk before, every thought that you probably had, I don't know if thunk is a word, every thought that you probably had or idea that's in the universe has probably already been thought of, or to a degree, and it's probably in a book somewhere, right? You just got to seek out that information. But that's another part of it too. So next to habits is reading and gathering experience. Life experience. Reading books on things that pique your interest. Reading books on things that will help self-develop you, self-development, self-improvement. Reading books on how the world works. Reading books on, one of the things I like to read about is like the art of things, like the 33 laws of something. Like, I like to read books like that. That type of stuff is what, it's like a guideline, like the art of war, or the laws of human nature, 48 laws of power, 33 strategies of war, you know, the 22 immutable laws of branding and marketing, things like that. Like, I like those type of books, you know, break it down to me Barney style, right? As I go through this shit, right? And life experience. The only thing that's really going to shape your mind faster than anything is going to be your own life experiences. Now, it'd be better if you learn from somebody else's mistakes instead of your own. But your own mistakes will expedite this process, I promise you, right? If you're a boxer, if you're a fighter, and you get punched in your face enough, you'll understand that maybe I should put my hands somewhere by that. Maybe I should cover that up a little bit more. Especially if you're getting hit in the same spot, you probably should think about, maybe I should raise my hand up a little bit more so they can stop rocking my shit, right? Life experience be your main. And I told you, pain is one of the most reliable forms of communication and one of the most reliable forms of movement, forward or backwards, right? Because that pain could catapult you forward, and that pain could also make some people go into a shell. But that all comes down to your mindset, right? But also with shaping your mindset, it's going to be understanding that you're not exempt, right? You're not exempt from pain, misery, hardships, catastrophe, struggle, stress. You're not exempt from it. So when you go through it, don't beat yourself up. Don't have such a defeatist mindset. Don't be so weak that you just think, oh, the world hates me, woe is me, why is this? No. I don't care who you looking at. No matter who you talk to, everybody goes through hardships, stress, trauma, pain. Everybody goes through it. Ain't nobody exempt from that shit. Ain't nobody exempt from it. Like, you'll have your highs, but everybody has lows. It's all about how you bounce back from that. It's all about seeing the bright side, understanding that every experience, every negative has a seed of positive energy, of a positive experience in it, a positive lesson in it, right? As simple as it gets. You touch the stove and it's hot, you burn your hands. Negative experiences, you cooked your shit, right? The positive experience of it is, I know next time not to touch the stove. Or not check, or check to make sure the stove is on so I don't hurt myself. And then with that information, I can pass it on to somebody else so that maybe they don't touch the stove that I touched, right? Then as you move on, you write a book about not touching the stove. It's the #1 bestseller. Now you get money off of that one bad experience of you burning your hand on the stove. Now I'm being funny about it, but it's that simple. Every negative can be turned into a positive. If you just have the open mind and the foresight and the vision to want to gather the lesson out of it, right? Everybody's so quick. It's easy to be, and that's why I say it. Let me not get ahead of myself. It's easy to be weak, right? It's easy to be average. It's easy to be content, complacent, comfortable. But it's not easy to be mentally tough. It's not easy to be mentally disciplined. It's not easy to be, you know, I don't want to say alpha, but it's not easy to be, you know, a top performer. You know, that's why everybody settles for comfortability. But I'm going to tell you something about that. Where everything comfortable, complacent, and anything in comfortability, I'll tell you right now, out of my own life experience, anytime I was too comfortable, shit hit the fan. Things went wrong. Everything fell apart because I was too comfortable. Too comfortable. Life has a funny way of trying to humble you. Not even trying to humble you. Life has a funny way of humbling you, right? It was a point in my life where I thought I was doing all right. I was comfortable. My car was paid off. you know, I was living on my own. Everything was rocking. I was fine. Like, I was doing good. And then at some point, life was like, you a little too comfortable. You're not progressing anymore. Hey, let me throw a little bit of anxiety. Let me throw a little bit of stress. Let me throw a curveball in your life. And boom, car broke down. Engine fried. On the highway with my son in the back. I had just picked up my son. Car. Paid off. Engine fried. $13K for a new engine on BMW. Fried. Son in the back. Had just got my son coming to live with me. All of this happened at the same time. Didn't know how to operate. Money wasn't coming in like it used to. Stressed. Nervous. Don't know how I'm going to handle this with the boy here now. Like, how we going to get around, what I'm going to do. Too comfortable. And it wasn't until I got up off my ass and got to it and started moving and shaking and got a job and got another job. And, you know, so we had some low times. We had some hard times. But I didn't complain. I didn't cry about it. Yeah, I was stressed about it. But I knew that I wasn't exempt, and it wasn't just me. Because as bad as my situation was, I took solace in knowing that somewhere else, somebody's situation is way worse than me. Somebody is, as much as I'm complaining about my car broke down with my son, somebody for 10 years has probably been walking 6 miles to work on unpaved roads, running from with fucking saber-toothed tigers on the corner, fucking glass and thumbnails and AIDS all around them. And I'm complaining. I don't have no time to complain because there's so many opportunities. You just gotta you gotta feed that mental toughness. You know, David Goggins always says, callous in your mind. Doing something that you don't like to do and do it anyway, that you know is gonna make you better, that's how you callous your mind. Getting up early when the bed is comfortable and things like that, and just getting up and going to the gym, or just getting up and starting to do work that you know you're supposed to be doing, callous in your mind. Forming a habit of doing what the fuck you're supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? Motivation is fickle, and even sometimes discipline is. Even sometimes discipline is. Because we're human. You know, we want to take part in the pleasures of life and stuff like that. So we fall for that discipline it'll start wearing down too. But that's why it always boils back down to your mental toughness. If you do break discipline, if you do have slip-ups, are you mentally tough to get back on track? If you fall down the mountain enough, if you fall down the mountain, you know, and you catch yourself, are you strong enough to climb back up? If you fall into a hole, can you dig yourself out of it? You know, that's all about everybody who's successful. Everybody who's successful has a struggle story. Has a story that's worth telling because they overcame adverse situations. They overcame adversity, tumultuous backgrounds, growing up in impoverished neighborhoods and all kinds of shit. Growing up in the hood, all things like that, right? Some of our situations is worse than others, and some of ours aren't. But it's all about how you perceive it in your mind. Right? I want to get more deep into this, so I like the topic that you gave me, bro. So I'm gonna touch on it another time because I'm almost at the gym and it's getting pretty late. So, but I like this topic. I'm gonna touch on it again, and I'm gonna get a little bit deeper on actually things you should do that you can do, and books you can read to help try to get into the right mindset. All right. But that's all I got for y'all. Until next time, yo, it's Wolfgang Peak. It's Wolfgang Lifestyle. And I'm out.